I was actually, I made the Yankees a shortstop and played 65, 66, part of 65 and 66. Then I got drafted in the Army in 1967 and 68. When I came out of the Army, Ralph Houk was the manager, and I actually started the season as a third baseman in 1969. From there, we were playing in Seattle, the old Seattle Pilots stadium. I think it was Six Stadium or something like that. But you were really close to the fans. It was like a glorified AAA ballpark. So a guy hit me a nice two-hopper at third base, and I picked it up, and as I reared back, somebody yelled out of the stands, "Watch out, he's got it again." Ralph heard that, so when I got in the dugout, of course I made a nice throw. And when I got to the dugout, he said, "Young man," I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Tomorrow when we come to the ballpark, I want you to take some fly balls in the outfield." I said, "Well, what for?" He said, "I want to try to get you as far out there, hope they never hit you a ball." Of course, he was kidding. But that was it. So the next day I showed up and I was playing the outfield. Played a couple of games in right field and they moved to the center field. And then that's where I played.
Talking about adversities in life for people, not only baseball, but did you have any adversity growing up or during your baseball career?
Adversities, other than taking a couple of years out of my career to go in the Army. I mean, that was pretty dramatic for me. But I got to say this about that: probably wouldn't have been as good if I hadn't gone in for 2 years. I felt like it gave me a chance to mature as a kid because I was only a teenager. And I was more able to handle, I think, the New York scene after being in the Army for a couple of years going to Vietnam War. And, I thought it as being a terrible thing taking a couple of years out of my career, but actually it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. So I don't really consider that as an adversity, even though I did in the beginning. I tell you what, if you're talking about things, I don't know. I really can't think of anything. I really can't.
Okay. Leadership. You've been a leader. You've been a fun leader here in New York in the community and ball player and now as an announcer.
Yeah.
What makes a good leader?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a leader or not. I have been married 40 years. And congratulations on your marriage too.
Thank you.
Yeah. You got a few years to go. Before you catch up with me.
I think so.
Yeah. And my wife is always. They ask her, say, now look, what is the formula for having a great marriage like you and Bobby have, and you've been married for 40 years? She said, well, I love Bobby and Bobby loves Bobby. As long as we understand that, we can go on forever. Yeah, that's not true. Don't tell her, will you?
No, I won't tell her. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think being able to, do your job, love your job, love what you're doing, treat everybody with respect, and realize that we're all human beings, some better, have more stature than others do, and I just think a lot of those are qualities of great men. I'm saying, to recognize those, and being a manager. I think the greatest trait for any manager, most managers, they all know the game. There's no question about that. They wouldn't be there. But being able to recognize those 25 different personalities in the clubs and treat them as such, because when you play as many games as they do, you got to be able to get those guys to play for you every day and try to play 100% to win the game. And some guys you got to pat on the back. Some guys you don't talk to. Some guys you get right in your face. And you just got to be able to recognize those personalities and treat them that way.
What advice would you give to youngsters, not only for baseball, but just general in life? What advice would you give them?
Well, I used to tell the young kids that are, wanting to be a major league player, in the little league ranks, have fun first. That's the main thing. Don't do it because somebody is looking over your, pushing you, because you want to do it if you love it and you're having fun. You gotta have fun in life, but you also have to take care of business too. I think a lot of kids today, especially in little leagues, they play so many darn games that they get burned out so early on, and then you got parents there that are really pushing them and wanting them to be great, and want them to be a Jeter, want them to be an Alex Rodriguez, and this game is not built for everybody. You know, we have some great doctors around, we got some great people that are administrative people. I mean, there's all walks of life, but the most important thing is to have fun, whatever you're doing.